This is KSWA Ringside. On today's episode, I discuss the state of the KSWA with ring announcer and Executive Vice President Trapper Tom, and I talk comic book heroes and villains with the nefarious Jay Flash. My name is David Fedor, and this is KSWA Ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of KSWA Ringside. I'm your host, David Fedor, and sitting with me is the voice of the KSWA, Trapper Tom. Trapper, thank you very much for being my guest this month on KSWA Ringside.
Thank you very much, Dave. It's an honor. I've watched all the episodes so far. You've done a very good job so far.
Well, thank you. And since you've watched them, you know the past couple episodes, I haven't had my luck with some of the KSWA megastars. That's why I asked you today. I know we're friends.
And absolutely.
If things do get physical, you can't beat me up. So
Okay.
I appreciate that. So thank you very much for coming and being on the show.
That's a match no one wants to see, by the way.
I agree. Yeah. So thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely.
I do appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about Chris Cash.
Chris Cash.
Heavyweight champion. What does he have in store for his championship run going into the summer?
Chris Cash is a very interesting KSWA heavyweight champion. As everybody knows, only a handful of guys, megastars, have held that belt over the years. And Chris Cash, it's taken him 10 years, an entire decade, for him to get to the top of the KSWA mountain, if you will. And he is now the guy with the target on his back. Everybody from Sean Blanchard, who's held the belt 6 times, to Lou Martin 2 times. A lot of guys, Latin Assassin, Kaida, Mitch Napier, whose title reign, as we know, did not last all that long. They've always had the target on their back, and Chris Cash finds himself in a unique opportunity where you have a bunch of veterans that have been hungry, and everybody wants a shot at Chris Cash.
You mentioned Mitch Napier.
Yes.
He won the KSWA Battle Bowl in January and won the contract for the heavyweight title shot. So at some point, he's going to be gunning for that belt. Right now, though, he's got his hands full with Kaida in a best-of-5 series, currently tied up 2-2.
What Mitch has to offer with Kaida in this best-of-5 series, Mitch wants to fight. He tells everybody he wants to fight. He doesn't care about titles. He wants to fight. Now he finds himself with one of the greatest brawlers in the history of Pittsburgh wrestling, Kaida. If you love wrestling, you love at its ground level, power, strength, technique, this is the match, this is the series you should be following.
Oh, absolutely. And then let's take a look at the tag team titles. The Lost Boys, they were called at one point.
Yes.
Shane Starr, Chris Cash, he's also the heavyweight champion. They hold the tag titles now. We have a lot of new tag teams coming up through the ranks. We have a lot of new alliances. We have Jester with his contract for a championship match down the line. What's the state of the tag team division here at the KSWA?
The KSWA tag team division always has its ups and downs, but this is one of those ups. You have the Mercenaries, the former KSWA tag team champions. You have Mayor Mystery, who not only has the Mercenaries, but now he has Bobby Badfingers, and Vinny Stone is back. Vinny Stone, if you haven't seen Vinny Stone yet, he's thinner again, and he just looks like he's at the top of his game. So those are 2 guys. They call themselves the Spear Asylum now. They're going to bring something to the KSWA we haven't seen in a long time. Then you mentioned a guy like the Jester, who has to find a tag team partner. And there's guys like Harley T. Morris out there too that have really excelled this year, and if he can find himself a tag team partner, I think there's all kind of possibilities in the tag team division.
Okay, and the final championship that we haven't talked about yet, the Golden Triangle champion, held by the hashtag face of Pittsburgh, Lou Martin. He has opened up the door to anybody to challenge him for the face of Pittsburgh challenge, and also to challenge him for that Golden Triangle championship. His head has to be on a swivel 24/7, just watching out for people ready to jump it.
Absolutely. When you have a guy like Tarantula answer the call and nearly upset, you have to say upset in a situation like that, because there's very few guys on the planet better than Dr. Devastation, Lou Martin. And a guy like Tarantula, 26 years in the business, has been everywhere, has wrestled everyone. That was a good match. You have a guy like the Latin Assassin, Latin coming back strong and facing Lou. He wasn't able to beat Lou Martin and become the Golden Triangle champion. But there's guys like that out there, and like you mentioned, he opened it up to anybody. And I saw that, I don't think Jeff Goldblum or Michael Keaton are going to open the answer the challenge, but you never know who's going to be out there. Believe it or not, everybody wants a shot to wrestle in front of the KSWA crazies, and they want to take a shot at Dr. Devastation, Lou Martin, because that belt, he's made that belt the second best belt behind the KSWA belt, as the second most prestigious belt anywhere.
So that's the million-dollar question then, Trap. When are you going to answer the call? The people are clamoring for it. You are the new face of Pittsburgh. Everybody loves the beard. Everybody loves the golden voice of the KSWA. How about being the Golden Triangle champion?
If it was 10 years ago, perhaps, but I've long since realized that day is behind me. So
well, Trap,
I'm happy where I am.
Thank you very much for taking time with me today
Thank you,
to
Dave.
discuss the goings-on. We'll be right back after this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here with Jay Flash, the giant killer of the KSWA. He and I are both comic book fans, it would be safe to say.
That is safe to say.
Jay Flash, you got the Spider-Man tattoo and things like that. So I was watching season 1 of The Flash on Netflix. I just burned through it, if you pardon the pun.
Great show. That's a great show.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it got me thinking, the megastars of the KSWA are much like heroes and villains that you would see in comic books. So I thought you were the perfect person to talk to about this, to see which KSWA megastar would be which comic book hero or villain, okay? So obviously you would be Flash, right?
I'd be the Flash. I'm the perfect combination of the smarts of Barry Allen, the youth and good looks of Wally West, and hell, my name's Jay, so I'm just like the original Jay Flash, but I'm sure a lot of the KSWA crazies might see me as the reverse Jay Flash, like Earbud Thawne coming through time and space itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how about somebody like Sean Blanchard of the VIPs?
Sean Blanchard, a big orange guy, just wants to destroy everything. Suplex City. I can see him as the Thing. I can see him as being the Thing.
Yeah, I could see that too. How about his partner in crime, Dr. Devastation, Lou Martin?
Dr. Devastation, self-proclaimed doctor. I could see him as being, or at least he thinks of himself as a Dr. Doom.
Interesting, okay. How about one of your old friends, the Iceman, Tony Johnson?
Come on, knucklehead, that's easy. The Iceman would definitely be Iceman.
Okay, good point, good point. How about maybe somebody a little bit harder, somebody who recently hasn't been playing by anybody's rules, Mitch Napier?
So the lone wolf who really doesn't want to be a part of anything but slightly doesn't know which side he's on. I could see that as being Logan, like Wolverine bub.
Okay, yeah, that is a good analogy. I could definitely see that. How about one of the KSWA veterans? He's been around a long time in Pittsburgh, 40 years.
Oh, I know where you're going with this, yeah.
Zoltan.
He's very mysterious. I'm always wondering. He always has me guessing. The Riddler. I'm going with the Riddler with that one.
Okay. And how about one of our newer competitors, also paints his face, the Jester?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Batsy. I know everyone wants me to say that it's going to be the Joker, but I really think that the Jester is nothing but like Harley Quinn. He also probably wears the same bra size, too, as Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's kind of mean. Okay, how about somebody like one of your foes for the past few months here at the KSWA, one of the Giants, Jack Massacre?
The Giants. You know what? Jack Massacre, T-Rantula, Michael Malachi, all of those Giants. They're very big. They think they're tough, but they're very small in vocabulary. But if I had to give them a hero, they're not much smarter than a tree stump itself, so how about they am Groot? I am Groot. What about you? I am Groot. I thought he was Groot. No, he's Groot. I am Groot. So you're all Groot. You're all as dumb as a tree stump. Yeah, I would go with Groot. All three of them are Groot.
Well, thank you very much, Jay. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being on the show. I actually, as a huge Flash fan, I was wondering, do you have any merch that I could buy? Any like T-shirts or hats or anything?
You can wait 1 second. Actually, just about 1 second. I'm going to run down there and get you one.
Oh, awesome.
Look at that.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jay. I really appreciate that.
That's it for this episode of KSWA Ringside. I want to thank my guests, Trapper Tom and Jay Flash, and all of you for watching. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and double tap us on Instagram. This is David Fedor, and I'll see you at Ringside.